Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. My name is Bucknor-obruthe, where I'm going to be taking you kind of like behind the scenes and just sharing with you a little bit of our thought process while planning some amazing events. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about another outstanding magical wedding that we planned for Ayotola and Muktar. The brief was very simple. From the bride's parent and the bride, just create an event that we will enjoy and our guests will enjoy. And usually I always find that when clients give you that kind of broad brief, you have to dig deeper and ask more questions. So follow me on the journey of sharing the experience of planning this traditional wedding with you. So it was very simple. The client wanted almost like a 3-part event. So there was going to be the civil ceremony and then the traditional engagement and the after party. Zafaya didn't plan the after party. Another planner planned that. But we had the civil ceremony, the traditional engagement, and the reception. Now, you know, I told you earlier that the client wanted all the guests to just have a good time, get a great experience. And so what it translated when we understood the brief a bit better was we want our guests to feel special. We want them to feel welcome. We want the bride and groom to also enjoy the day. We want the parents to enjoy the day. And we want every single person to have a good time. So we went, on this journey of just trying to create and almost like build on the brief. Yes, build on the brief. And that was our objective. So we sat down, we brainstormed, we got together. And on this event, it was Titi and her team. So it was Titi, Sekinat, and Moyo that planned this particular event. So we went on this journey of just, of course, with endless meetings, briefings with the bride and the groom and the parents, just to actually conceptualize what they wanted. So what did we do? We went to hire the best of the best, as usual. When it comes to Sapphire, it's always the best of the best. We don't compromise on quality and standard. So we went on this journey to go get the best of the best. Of course, we used a venue that had 2 halls. So we had the first ceremony, which was like the civil ceremony in the first hall. And we also even divided that first hall into a civil ceremony and a traditional engagement. And it was colorful, it was beautiful, it was magical. Right? And then after that, guests were invited to the reception that started from like about 3 o'clock. And that was another beautiful moment. I mean, on the day, I said to you, we had, the engagement, we had the reception. And some events, when you have some really high profile personalities, you have to deal with the extra layer of making sure that, the entourage is well taken care of, there's seating for the guests. For this event, we have the Vice President of Nigeria. Once you have the Vice President of the country at your event, it means that there's a lot of protocol involved. And it's almost like the highest authority of the land is at your event, right? So you just have to make sure that you stand down on any other thing that you've planned in terms of security and maybe like, seating and things like that. But we worked well, albeit with a little bit of, with the protocol team, and every other person that came. So when you have high-profile events, these are things to consider. So you have to ask your client before the event, who are the people attending, so that you can actually adequately prepare for them. And for this, we were ready for them. So, of course, the VP was there and so many other high-profile personalities with loads of family and friends. Guests really had an amazing time. They had fun. They had a good time. It was outstanding. It was terrific. And it was, I would say, wonderful. The highlight of that event for me, when the bride, I know I'm always saying this, but I just love it. When the bride was dancing with her dad, there were some few tear-jerking moments. They were dancing and we're like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden they went into like, hey, dancing groove. And then we began to dance. That was really, really beautiful. And then another highlight for me was when the groom danced with his brothers and his mom. Now, this for me, I want to just point this out for you. So for us as a fire event, when we got the brief for Ayotola's wedding, right, from the Odebiyis, I was like, oh my God, I was so excited because for the Odebiyis, we had planned a few events in their family. And then I was like, oh my God, excited. And then I found out that Ayotola was getting married to Muktar. And who was Muktar? Muktar was one of our clients, that we had planned all of his brother's weddings. So there are 5 boys, and we had planned 4 boys, their weddings. And this was the 5th and the last born. And it made it even all more, I would even say more personal for us, because it was like, oh my God, this was the union of 2 families, 2 people that Zafaya had been involved with for over 15 years. So that's why I'm always talking about ensuring that you never ever forget relationships with your client. You must continue to build, and you must be consistent. Consistency is very critical in this, our event industry, and for us at Zafaya Events. I just want to say a very big thank you to the Odebiyi family for choosing Zafaya Events to plan the traditional engagement and reception of their daughter Ayotola to Muktar Shagaya. Thank you to the Odebis and the Shagayas for choosing Zafaya Events again and again. We're so grateful. I also want to thank my team, Titi, Sekinat, and Moyo, the core team planning this event with the larger team. I want to say thank you guys. You guys were truly, truly outstanding, and you were wonderful. And then, of course, to all our vendors that always make our work easy, I want to say thank you. Thank you for always showing up, and thank you for giving it your all. And that is it for me today.